Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. So yesterday, if you guys aren't aware, if you didn't see yesterday's podcast, all right, I addressed some guy named Cog who had tried to dump on me in his Discord and make fun of me and say, oh, for today only, I'm going to do this gimmick where I'm going to be like DSP and I'm going to e-beg and I'm going to put on like a hat and glasses and a vest if I hit my funding goals for today. And basically he's like trying to make fun of me, right? And yesterday I talked about this on stream, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you're making fun of someone who's more successful than you. I literally have had two of the most successful months I've had in years, the last 2 months. You're like criticizing someone who's doing well, right? It'd be one thing if it was like, look at this guy, he's a clown, he's doing all this stuff and it's not working. Like literally, I'm doing well. You understand? So I don't even understand like what your point is. You don't have one. You should know to learn from your betters. Someone who every day is crushing it and making a good living doing streaming. You should say, oh, I will actually like try to adopt some of their best practices. Instead, you made it like a joke and you tried to make fun of me for being successful, which it didn't work. You looked like an asshole. Okay. So anyway, basically yesterday I did this, and of course here he is. So yesterday, right after my stream ends, all right, Dude immediately clips the entire segment and reposts it. Okay. Demonetized, by the way, because, he lost his monetization for doing this. Okay. And he basically goes on, I'm not even kidding you. So it's a 9-minute clip, 9 minutes, just clipped straight from my stream. Once again, not adding anything, just completely just playing back my content, stealing it, and he watches it. It takes him 2 hours and 11 minutes to react to my 9-minute clip. Now, a lot of people say my reacts are way too long. Okay. Like way too long. I watched my own 4-hour documentary and I turned it into a 12-hour react. Right. So basically what you do is, 4 hours, you multiply it by 3, it's 12 hours. He took a 9-minute clip and he turned it into 2 hours. He literally multiplied it by like 12. Okay. So actually 13. Excuse me. My math is wrong. 13, right? 13 exponential growth there, right? So anyway, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but people have already told me about this. Okay. And basically said, you should watch a little bit of it. It's absolutely hilarious what he has to say, because what he has to say is so silly. So I'm gonna listen about it. All right. So reacting to DSP lying about not knowing who I am. Apparently I lied about not knowing who this guy is. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Over here, absolutely destroying it. We're up. You know what? I need to update the fuck. 100. I'm putting on the vest. All right, I'm putting on the vest. You got us to 250 as well.
Making, you think he's making fun of me, but in reality, what he doesn't understand is the fact that I name dropped him. Right? The fact that I name dropped him, I did a segment on my show about him. It sent my detractors to his content. So now my detractors, who are literally mentally stunted morons, are throwing this guy money because they think, oh, we're getting Phil. All right. What they don't understand is that they're just doing exactly what I've directed them to do. This is my plan, but they're not that smart. Okay. They do this every time. They always fall for the bait. They're just that dumb. All right. But anyway, let's continue.
I'll put on a daft hat like fucking DSP. There you go. I already wear glasses. There you go. You did it, boys. You did it, chat. That's it. We're done. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, my gosh.
Is he British? It's weird because he has an American flag hanging in the background, but he's talking and he has a British accent, so I'm confused. Again, I know nothing about this guy.
I tell you what, if we hit 300, I've not even typed out the total properly. Just wanted to get the hats and stuff, so we're ready.
So I will comment here. All right. His layout is actually a little visually stimulating. Like, it's actually not bad, but the pink is offsetting for me. Like, the pink actually bothers my eyes a little bit. Like, I do a pink background every once in a while, but like the bright pink is a little much for me. Like, I would think like blue or green or something would be a little better. But that's just a nitpick. Like, that's a personal thing. But his layout is kind of nice. I wonder if he paid for that or whatever. Like, how did he get that? But it's a decent layout, I would say. At least you could tell there's some effort put into it. Like, the screen is a good size. You could actually see the video he's watching. And you could see his camera. And I could see him. And it's not blurry. And his chat is kind of visible. I mean, I think you kind of get it what I'm saying. Like, he puts a little bit of effort into his layout, and that's to be at least commented. Like, I'm an honest dude. I'm not going to be like shit talking on someone just because for the fact of shit talking. Like, his layout's not bad, right? I think it's decent. Okay.
But if we hit 300, I put on the I'll put on the glasses that match the hat or whatever the fuck it is. Like that should be fine. God, this hat is very tight. Oh my god, these are not made for all heads. My head is massive. That's right. We'll do it like that. I'll look like a black dude. I'll just that's right. Just let it bounce on the head. There you go. Smashing it over here. See if DSP is going to need grifting lessons from Cog at this rate. I'm not even trying. I just went live with a show, bro. That's all we did. I just wanted to entertain people with a response.
Is he British? I don't know. I just find it very bizarre. He has an American flag in his background, but he has a British accent. Heavy British accent. It's weird.
Hi, Cog. First time catching you, but I always like watching Phil getting clowned on. Me too, Coyote Briggs. Me too. And guys, if you send in the donations, then I could obviously put on the glasses. Anyway.
Again, what's funny is he only knows of me from watching clips. So he thinks that's all the content I put out, right? Like every idiot, like every brain dead mouth drooler. They actually think that all I do is sit here all day long during the podcast, during my content, and all I do is talk about contributions and putting on glasses. I haven't even put on the glasses or a hat or a vest consistently since August. We've tried to phase it out. I'll do it every once in a while if, there's hype or whatever, but I haven't even done it consistently. So he's making fun of something that's not even current. So good for you. I mean, you're late to the train, but the thing is, like, my detractors don't care. They're dumb. So anyone who makes fun of me for anything, like if you made fun of me for something I did 14 years ago, the detractors would show up and support you too. It doesn't matter if you're actually like timely with it or not, right? Like, they would fucking do it anyway. So
don't give Phil money; he'll just ban you anyway. I subscribe to him just to type in his chat like, "Why don't you talk to me? Because you've got me blocked on Twitter and you're saying you don't know me." Like, I know that Kino Casino, I know he didn't have me blocked, and then he spoke to Kino Casino, and I obviously dab all the fuck over them. Jesus Christ! Tomorrow we've got to go through PPP, exposing himself to minors and children by his own admission. Right? It's fucked up. Anyway, that's tomorrow's show. But because I've been dabbing on Kino Casino and shit, and I've been doing that for a lot longer than they've been talking to Phil, they were like, "Oh, buddy, you might want to block Cog there. That's right. Don't talk to Cog, buddy. That's right." So obviously, that's what happens. That's what happens.
what? So let me get this straight. He legitimately believes that Kino Casino went out of their way to bring him up and talk to me about him and say, "Hey, Phil, please specifically block Cog on Twitter." He actually believes that's what went down. Holy shit. Like, what? This guy, he must have the most overinflated ego if he thinks that the Kino Casino and I talk about him in any capacity. Does he think, so when I first, appeared on their show, and then when we did the Rich React together, does he think that, like, they drew up an extravagant list of people? This is our exclusive blacklist, Phil. So if you want to ever talk to us ever again, you got to go through all your socials, and you've got to block this person and this person and this person and this person. I don't know who this man is. I literally have no fucking clue who this guy is. All I know is that yesterday it hit my timeline on Twitter. Someone tweeted at me hey, look, this guy shat talk you. And so I said, a little bit of content, let's do it. You know, we talked about it yesterday. And so like, I have no idea who this guy is. I still don't. Like, I'm only learning about him from you guys. That's it. Like, that's literally it. I don't know anything else about this guy. No one has ever asked me to block him. No one has ever brought him up. I think that, though, for like 10 seconds, I saw him during one of the Kino Casino shows that I was like skimming through. They were talking about him. So I saw like one quick thing and that was it. Did they even talk about him when I appeared? I don't even remember. You see, but no, I mean, you want to talk about like an insane over the top narcissistic ego. He actually thinks he's so important that the guys from Kino Casino would dictate to me that I must block him on Twitter. First of all, just so you know, dude, they don't control me and tell me what to do. If they made a recommendation of someone to block, I would judge for myself if I'm going to block someone or not. I don't actively sit on my Twitter account blocking people. Oh, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. The only time I ever block anyone on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is if there's a reason to, because for some reason they've had some kind of an interaction that's hindered my ability to use the site. I'll give you an example, because this hopefully will put it in perspective. Review Tech USA, okay? He used to tweet at me all the time, and I didn't care. I let it go. I don't care. This guy's being a joker or whatever. He's not serious. It's just dumb shit. It's kind of like, you know, college-level humor nonsense. It's dumb stuff. But the problem was he kept tweeting at me like daily, and then all his followers would retweet what he was tweeting, and they would add and comment. And every time they did that, my entire fucking timeline would be the dumbest shit. And I'm trying to use my Twitter account for work. You know, I'm trying to find news articles. I'm trying to find information, post stuff up. I can't do it. My whole timeline is a bunch of garbage, right? My timeline's being polluted by crap. So in that case, I got to block Review Tech, right? Or if someone's coming at me with a bunch of insults and shit, I'm going to block them. That way I don't have to see their bullshit, right? In reality, what happened was about 2 years ago, Twitter noticed that I was getting an insane amount of hate on Twitter. And there's some ability, I don't even know how this works. It said, do you want to enable the mode where you won't see the vast majority of people who like at you? Like you'll only see people who at you if like you're following them or if they're like a big person on Twitter. And I said, yeah, enable that mode because now I can use the site again. So even if, you know, we're on Twitter or whatever, I wouldn't even see this guy talking to me. You understand? Like I don't, because you're going to see in a second, we're going to go to his Twitter account. In fact, you want to do it now? This is his Twitter account because I looked into it on his page. He only has 989 followers, right? So if this guy tweeted me, I wouldn't even see it. It wouldn't even show up in my timeline. So the only reason he ever would have been blocked is like he probably said something really fucking stupid to insult me on Twitter, which again, I don't know who the guy is. So if I'm just seeing someone coming at me and I'm like, well, I don't want to engage with this loser, I probably just clicked the block and it probably ended a bunch of nonsense, right? I didn't just actively block this guy in the last 2 months because of Kino Casino. I don't even know when I blocked him. I really don't. I don't know. I have no idea who the guy is. So he's nuts. He actually thinks he's so important that like there's a secret blacklist that he's like blocked from certain people or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what he's talking about. That's bizarre, right? Like you're going to accuse someone of being in some secret group that doesn't like you and they block you because they, what the fuck? Listen, a ton of people have me blocked because they don't like me. In general, that's kind of like the rule of thumb. If you're blocked somewhere, it's probably because someone doesn't like you and they blocked you because they don't want to put up with your like bullshit, right? It's only 720p quality. Ugh. All right, I take it back. He has to up his quality. 720p is shitty. He needs to be 1080p. Anyway, so that's just ludicrous what he's saying, right? So anyway, I don't really want to watch the whole video because it's too long. But over the course of the video, here's what happens, right? He started off his stream with nothing. And then basically my detractors showed up and started giving this guy money. And so he did a over 2 hour crap fest on me, all right? Watching a 10-minute clip. It took him 2 hours to get through it because he just kept milking it and people kept donating. So he ended up getting, by the end of the stream, like $500, right? Now, again, from what I'm to understand, this is a rarity. This is not his normal stream. This is because I brought him up in my content, right? So now my detractors went and supported his content because they think that's sticking it to me. In reality, it's not sticking it to me at all. It's giving me more content. Do you understand? Like, this is how the game is played, is that you go tit for tat, you go back and forth, and then you make content for people to digest. This is what someone like LTG doesn't understand, is that you need to work with people to make content in order to, to have stuff to do every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, LTG doesn't get that. He just hides. And then he won't engage. And then he secretly unblocks you on Twitter after a year to make a threat. And then he disappears. Then he comes back. And it's like he's a weirdo. Okay? At least in this case, he's understanding how to engage people, right? In an online space. So I'm giving him some points because already he's like better than some people who I've encountered and had interactions with. He's playing the game. He knows what's going on here. And I mean, he literally milked my detractors for $500 on this stream. By the end of the stream, I'm blinking. By the end of the stream, come on, where'd it go? By the end of the stream, he had $527. And it was all for my detractors. And it was literally only because he was watching the clip of me. That's it. It's the only reason why. If he didn't talk about me, if he didn't bring me up, if he hadn't reacted to me ever, he would have made what? $50 on this stream, maybe? 20? I don't know. Realistically, I don't know what he makes, but people were telling me, the day before, the guy doesn't make a lot of money at all. He's basically a bum. And, that's why he sometimes he clout chases and he tries to name drop and engage with other people, right? So, I mean, here's the deal, right? He literally did exactly what I expected of him. My detractors literally did exactly what I wanted them to do. So, who won here? And now, here's the funny part about it. So he made this video, and I think he kind of figured out that I was going to watch it. And by the way, this is a live stream archive, which is hilarious because if you're not aware, live stream archives always get a lot of views. So, for example, my podcasts, okay? Just the live stream of my podcast, when I'm done, broadcasting and it goes into like archive mode, my podcast will have several thousand views. Like my podcast in the last few days have between 2,000 and 3,000. If I do an interview podcast, it'll be like 4,000 or 5,000. And then sometimes if it's a big show, it'll be like 10,000. It depends, right? So he did a live broadcast of this. He only has 642 views on the archived stream after it's done. So what did he have? Like 20 people watching? Like seriously. And the funny part about that is he made a lot of money, but yeah, it was from like 3 people. It was like one dude dropped like a $300 tip, and then a couple other people were doing super chats and big thing. Yeah, but it's by detractors. You didn't earn that from an audience that likes you and your content. You had a special guest group come in and drop contributions because you talked hatefully about me. So allow me to welcome you to Reality Cog. The only reason anyone cares about you is me. Get it? Just like when side scrollers desperately needed attention because their show was failing. They'd been out for about a month and a half, 2 months, and they were getting no traction, no clout, no views. They'd gotten a million other YouTubers on it. No one cared. But when Darksydephil stepped into the arena, all of a sudden, their views skyrocketed. They got notoriety for having me on. They milked the living shit out of it from the same people who gave you 500. They gave the side scrollers thousands and thousands of dollars over the course of several streams where they milked this content. Do you understand? This is not the first time that this will happen. It certainly will not be the last. You're just doing exactly what everyone else has done. There's nothing special. No one came to your stream to see Cog today. They came to see, oh, look, someone else is dumping on DSP. Okay? Here's the sad fact. The moment you stop talking about me, no one will ever care about you ever again. The side scrollers went right back to obscurity. And what did they have to do? They had to change to be a right-wing political show that easily takes advantage of dumb people to get an audience. That's what they had to do. They couldn't succeed in the space that they were in unless they were dumping on darksydephil. And they got called out for it, so they had to change their whole formula up, right? What you're doing is not working. All right, you fell for the trap. I laid the bait. You took it hook, line, and sinker. So did my detractors. You've literally just proven my point that the only reason you'll ever get notoriety is because of me, it's time to change, dude. So maybe you should adopt some of my best practices, right? Maybe you should take the glasses and the hat and the vest and start regularly doing it because it worked for you. You made fun of me and you made money, right? Right? Because I'm done. I've already past that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm past that level. Every once in a while, if I hit the goal or a level of support, yeah, sure, I'll put on the vest or the hat just to be silly, to have fun, right? But I'm not going to do it every day anymore. That was the thing that I started doing in the middle of me having a bankruptcy in 2020, and I needed the support and the money from the audience. People support me now because they like the content. Do you get it? Like right now, people support my stream because they like the content. They're not supporting the stream because I'm felting you. They're not supporting the stream because there's drama. They're supporting the stream because they like me. You get it? The only reason anyone came to your stream yesterday was because of me. You understand? It's all me. And I mean, I wish you'd be like, well, you're being egotistical, Phil. No, that's actually my reality. And it's starting to like hit me now, realization that all these people revolve around me. And it's fucking bizarre to me, but it's just my reality now, right? It's odd that this is the case, right? But it's the case. So there you have. Now, the funny part about this, right? This is his stream from yesterday, his live stream. So this includes all the views he got during the stream plus on-demand views after. 644 views. I just happened to make a clip of it, a clip of me talking about him yesterday, and my clip has 800 views and climbing in 11 hours. My clip has more views than him, and he was almost a day ago. It's sad. It's fucking sad, right? The other funny part about the whole thing is that he made like a whole video about it. Like, here, I'll show you. Where is it? Here you go. He made a whole video about it. COG dominating DSP in donations. DSP needs that money. COG made $527. DSP made $311. First of all, you didn't make that money. You didn't earn it. You weren't putting out content. They gave it to you because you crapped on me. All right? That's like your best day, right? Your best day ever is $527, and you're like touting that, right? By the way, I feel bad. Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. I feel bad. All right. I make $311 pretty much every day I stream. There's some days I make less. There's some days I make way more. I have 3 YouTube channels that bring in tons of back-end views, so I get tons of ad revenue on top of that income. I have other channels with memberships and stuff as well. I have my React channel that solely is kind of running on memberships. I've got my throwback channel. It doesn't make a lot. It's kind of my passion project, but that gets me some views. Like any day that I work, I'm making good money, okay? But I have to work. I do. I have to work to earn the back-end stuff. If I don't work, I don't make that much on just the ad revenue, but it's there. So the fact that he's standing here and he's touting this, right? Like, oh, $527, I beat DSP. No. Your one stream, you made that for my detractors. You're not going to replicate that every day. That's your best ever. Congrats. You did exactly what I wanted you to do. You took the bait to prove my point about the fact that no one cares about you. You only got attention because of me. And on a normal day, I make about that anyway. So what you have no point. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look, I made more. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Really, you don't make more than me. Ever. It's ridiculous what you're saying. And even if you did, it still wouldn't matter. You're still irrelevant. You only got clout or any kind of attention because you fucking talked about me. That's it. That's the only reason anyone brought you up, right? Anyway, it's just funny as shit. Someone like this trying to be like, what are you even talking about? What's your point? You don't have one. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a point at all. Dude, you're on stream right now live and you only have 58 viewers. You're on stream right now. I have 402 viewers and climbing, and you have 58 viewers. Yikes. And then on top of all of that, right? This is, I clicked the wrong thing. We're going to get to that. So here's my video, my clip video, right? He actually commented on the video. Look at this. I found this. I didn't even know, and I was approving comments and shit. And I found Where is it? Here it is. Phil, you have me blocked on Twitter and claim not to know me. I don't know you. I literally still don't know you. I know Andy and Ashton told you to block me. No, they did not. That's the realm of like insanity that you would actually believe that. You don't have a brain in your head if you actually think that. You're just so full of yourself. I dominated you in donations yesterday with a fraction of your audience. My detractors came to your stream and threw you a $300 tip and a couple other donations because they don't like me. You didn't do any content anyone cares about, or you didn't earn it. You just talk shit about. Again, you're just the next schlub, the next side scrollers, the next person who needs to get attention on my back, the next person who gets a boost because they name dropped Darksydephil. You're still nobody. You have 58 viewers today. The day after the big stream where you won, right? I'll make a video to show you being dominated. Nah, it's cool, dude. I don't need to see videos about, you know, dom shit. That's maybe you like that stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is all pretty stupid. There's really no point to any of this. It really is completely pointless. But I just felt since he did try to step into the arena and talk about me, I figured, hey, let's just entertain it for a minute. It gave me a segment on the show. I fully believe this guy will continue to bring me up now because he wants to get my detractors back in his content. And he knows he can't get any attention for himself unless he name drops me. So just expect he'll probably be mentioning me more and more and more and more moving forward. I can't help that, but it's just kind of silly that this fucking guy has any kind of idea that he's relevant. Not. He's 58 viewers on his stream. You know, maybe today he'll make $528 because the same guy will tip him another $300. And, you know, he'll do the same shtick again. I mean, that's what he should do. He should just do the same shtick every day. And then maybe he'll be successful. He'll make some money, right? Because what he was doing wasn't working, obviously. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to that nonsense, right? Let's see how we're doing. So, guys, with over 400 viewers, we're almost at 100 likes, and I'm glad for that. I actually asked for 100. Let's get to 100 likes. We're at 91 likes. Let's get it up to 100 right now. All right? And let's get some contributions. We don't have anything that came in during that segment. What are we doing? I mean, guys, don't you want to felt cog in the detractors? Don't you want to contribute to stick it to the trolls? And you know what I'm saying? I mean, he made $527 yesterday, guys. I mean, he really broke me. So we got to get those contributions rolling in, right? So thank you. Tag actually did do a super chat and says, I don't care what anyone says. I watch you for your content. Well, thank you, Tag. I appreciate that. That was a $2 super chat. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Guys, we don't have a single tip yet today. Let's get a tip up there on the leaderboard. We have none right now. Let's get the first tip of the day up there, and let's make it a nice juicy one to get the momentum started towards the goal, shall we? Okay. So I do have one other topic that I want to talk about. Most Tasteless just did a $5 super chat. He says, bow down, jostler, make your contributions to the king. Hit the like because it's tax-free. Indeed. Thank you very much, Most Tasteless, for that. I appreciate that very much. Now we're up to $23 in contributions. I mean, keep in mind, everything counts. Super chats, super stickers, and tips all count towards the King's Coffers goal every stream now. That's the change that we made. Tag just did another $2 super chat. He says another one. Thank you to Tag for another $2. Appreciate that. Thanks for getting the momentum rolling. Dale says he wants to see a $100 tip. Well, personally, the king likes Benjamin Franklin. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's a nice guy. I like to see him smile. But so far, no tips. At least I don't think. Let me refresh my screen to make sure it's not erroring or something. No tips as of yet. But thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you for those gifted memberships earlier. Okay. And we're at 97 likes. Let's get it to the 100.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.